So now that I think I pissed off a lot of people with my EA coverage, sorry guys, that's my opinion. I really don't think it was a good one. Let's go ahead and get to the next conference that happened later in the evening with Bethesda. Now, if you didn't watch the conference, I'm just going to point out this is actually their second ever E3 conference. I mentioned that because, well, they mentioned it about 10 different times in the conference. Yes, it's their second conference. I'm glad they're proud of that. Although one thing I would actually point out to them is, for as much crap as I flung out at EA, they started on time. Bethesda, I think this is now 2 years in a row. You guys have started at least 20 minutes late. You got to work on that. I know that there's a love for you guys, but that's a little annoying, especially as far as I'm concerned with you guys running your conferences so late. So with that minor complaint, let's go ahead and get into the action. The things that I liked about the Bethesda conference, well, one was kind of unlikely was the announcement of Quake Champions. I'm going to give this a minute because of all the people that are going to be screaming out, but I thought you didn't like multiplayer. I played Quake a little bit as a kid. So the fact that they announced Quake Champions, I thought that was pretty cool. They just barely had announced Doom last year. It has since released. I thought it was a step in the right direction because it's showing that they're doing something with id Software. So roughly the information that we have for Quake Champions is that this is basically looking like Quake Overwatch Edition. You're still going to be stepping into the arena, but it looks like they're going more towards a hero-based kind of system instead of what they did with the original Quake, which was you can put skins on and you can go pick up guns throughout the arena kind of thing, which I like. I like the fact that they're going to have individual heroes because, well, I like games like Overwatch and, contrary to what a lot of people think, Battleborn. I like the fact that you have unique heroes that can change things up and make things interesting again. And I'm excited for Quake Champions. I don't know how hardcore I'm going to play it, but and whether or not I'm going to review it. It is still kind of gory, and if I were to make one complaint, so I've gone through Doom, and one of the major complaints that I would have is, where as a kid I probably could have dealt with the gore fest. I can't really deal with it now. Minor complaint, but I am excited for Quake Champions, and I'm probably going to look forward to the news that they're going to have at QuakeCon, where they're going to introduce some of these heroes, because they didn't have enough time to be able to do that. So, good on you. I like the introduction of Quake Champions, and I know that the audience there did too. So the next thing that I was interested in, and this is going to be a little confusing, because I know I've heard this name before, but I don't know if it was Bethesda. They basically announced a, quote, new IP, but I think it's just a revised or a reimagined IP of Prey. And I've never played I swear I've heard that name before. I've never played it. And so when I saw this trailer for Prey, and it's the same people who worked on the Dishonored games. I think it's Arcane is what they call themselves. It looked really good. It looked like a sci-fi setting, but with a psychological horror thriller kind of aspect to it. If anything, I actually thought BioShock was kind of a big inspiration for this. It really felt kind of BioShocky in some of its tech. But basically, the trailer that we had, which was a guy basically going in his own Groundhog Day, but his eye getting redder each time, and then we find out about like an alien invading the town or the ship that he's in. I like that idea. I like the trailer, and I'm looking forward to this game when it comes out. Looked really, really good, so it is definitely a like for me on the matter. The other one is Dishonored 2. Now, I want to preface this. I've never played Dishonored. But this trailer and this segment of the Bethesda conference made me want to play Dishonored. So at that point, I think they've done their job. I liked a lot of what I saw, but the thing that I'm worried about is that it's emphasized on stealth gameplay. I'm not saying that I can't do that gameplay, but, well, it is kind of difficult because I'm not a stealthy kind of player. So what I saw of Dishonored 2 looked really, really good, especially the unique abilities with the two characters that are in the game. In Dishonored, I guess you play as the one character, and then they brought him back for Dishonored 2, and then there's a female character accompanying him. And it looked really good. We had a full-on gameplay demo as well as a worldwide gameplay trailer released. We also got the release date for it, which is for Dishonored 2, which is the November 11th? November 11th, 2016. So you guys can look forward to that this holiday season. They also did announce a collector's edition, and they also announced, I believe it was a pre-order bonus, including a Dishonored Definitive Edition, so being able to play Dishonored on current consoles. I might actually look into this, because again, I haven't played Dishonored, and if I can play on a Definitive Edition, this might be one of those few times where I might make the sacrifice and jump to the next console to be able to do it. Whereas before, I'd probably just look up the original Dishonored and play it the way it was intended on those consoles. I liked what I had to see, what I saw on the matter, so good on them for that. But those are pretty much the positives. Quake Champions looked really, really good. Prey looked awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And Dishonored 2 looks good. On to the negatives. And before I get into the negatives, I need to preface something. I get asked this quite a bit on whether or not I am a Bethesda fan. And when people ask this, they're specifically asking about their two leading franchises, if I play them. Those are Elder Scrolls and Fallout. So I'm here to kind of clarify this before I get into the negatives, because I'm a little bit biased on the matter. I am not an Elder Scrolls fan, and I am not a Fallout fan. Before you jump down my throat, I love the fact that you're interested in Elder Scrolls. I don't have a problem with Elder Scrolls. Frankly, both Fallout and Elder Scrolls look like huge games to me, and so at that point, I am always hesitant about getting involved in them, because I already have a big MMO that I play in WoW, and on top of that, I've got so many games on my list right now that I'm trying to get to that trying to put on a huge game like, say, Skyrim just makes me cringe, because I'm going to be playing Skyrim for like a good long time, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So I don't have any hatred towards either game. In fact, I had played, so I actually signed up for the beta of Elder Scrolls Online, got in for a little bit, and wasn't too pleased with what I had to see about the matter. I have heard since from the people who want me to do a Let's Play of it that it has improved. I might look into it again, I don't know. But that's kind of my viewpoint. I don't hate them by any stretch. I'm just not as invested in those games. So let's go ahead and get into the negatives, which obviously involved these two franchises a lot, because I'm not interested. Elder Scrolls Legends made an appearance as it did last year, which is basically Elder Scrolls meets Hearthstone. Don't jump down my throat, that's what it is. It's basically a strategy card game with Elder Scrolls characters. It's Hearthstone with Elder Scrolls all over it. Looks interesting. I like the fact that it actually has a campaign to it, because I love whenever a card-based game does that kind of thing. That's one of the things I love about Hearthstone. They do the adventure modes. And the cinematic that they had looked really good, except unfortunately on my end, I don't know about the rest, but it got cut out in the middle of it. So I felt a little gypped by that, and I might see if they put up the legit cinematic so that I can watch it. It looks okay, but I'm not an Elder Scrolls fan that much, I don't know whether or not I'd pick it up. A bunch of additional Fallout 4 content that is coming. We have new tech, we have the ability to build vaults, we have armor racks, we have conveyor belts, all that stuff, so you guys can look forward to that in the future. Tons of new features coming to Fallout Shelter, the app that came out just before Fallout 4, in the concept of new characters, being able to send people on quests, new weapons, new enemies, etc., etc. Both of these are negatives to me, and it's just because I'm not a Fallout fan. I'm glad that you guys are getting that. They seem a little minor, at least as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it takes a ton of tech to be able to make them work, but I kind of looked at them and went, really? This is what you're announcing to the game that kind of... Well, I mean, the game that stopped the porn industry for at least a day. So at that point, I was just like, really? Conveyor belts? This is what you got? I would think the Fallout fans deserve a little bit more than that, but okay. They also announced that at their show floor they had Bethesda VR going on with 2 major games, one of which was Doom, and then the other one was Fallout 4. So maybe that's where the extra stuff is coming in. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily there either, because not everybody has an Oculus or any kind of VR headset. Sorry, guys, I'm a little parched. So at that point, not a big thing for me. I'm glad to the Fallout fans that are going to get that though. Skyrim Remastered confirmed. Now I have to answer the question that people have been asking since the rumor. Am I going to play it? Probably not. I'm still not very interested. And it's not because I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it's anything like that. I just look at it and go, this is like a 70-plus hour game. I don't have time for it. Maybe when I get through my list, I will go to Skyrim, but having it remastered didn't, like, perk me up. I'm just like, this didn't, like, solve my Christmas conundrum of what I want to try and get for the holidays. I don't care. So, obviously, I'm not going to review it either. Honestly, if I were to review it, I'd probably make you guys wait like 3 months because I would want to do something comprehensive, and I'd probably need to be like 3/4 through the game to be able to do that. So great, Skyrim fans, you're getting Skyrim Remastered. I'm sure you guys will all go out and get it for your PS4 or your Xbox One if you have one. It did look like the comparisons were really, really good looking. In particular, they announced the remastered art, the environment, and the effects, but they also announced mods coming for consoles. I know a lot of PC fans or console fans that will be very happy about this. So the next one down the list would be Doom. A bunch of new content is coming that way, including new maps, new weapons, new modes. All of that's cool. Let's see. And also, the biggest one was being able to play the first level as a demo for free, at least for this week, for the new Doom. I have no problem admitting this. There is a Doom review coming from me, and I'll go into my thoughts on that one when I get there. Great for Doom fans. I'm glad you guys can be excited about this. You have new maps, you have multiplayer features, you have modes, all of that. And then to the people who didn't know if they wanted to put down the $60. There's motivation. Play the first level. See if you like it. Elder Scrolls Online had a bunch of stuff to announce. Most of it was successes. The fact that its base is up to 7 million subscribers. There's a Dark Brotherhood DLC pack that's featuring kind of a dark, roguish kind of group of quests, as well as being able to become a member of the Dark Brotherhood. They also announced a feature called One Tamriel, which is basically... I think I got this right. It's no level requirements throughout the world. So you can just go out and explore if you want to. That's a cool concept. I'm assuming that they have a way to be able to make that work in the game, because I would think that you would have to have certain levels for certain zones. It is an MMO after all, but I'm glad that people can do that if they want to do that. So congrats to Elder Scrolls Online fans. It sounds to me like you guys have got a lot of cool stuff coming. They even said that there's even more than that they couldn't announce just yet. And that actually made me think you guys may have like an expansion on the way. So, awesome. Good on you. And that's pretty much all of the news there. Because I already... The last thing that they ended on was Dishonored 2, and I liked it. Final thoughts on the Bethesda conference. It was more entertaining than EA. EA had me basically screaming at the top of my lungs, especially with the whole wasted time of the 5 trailers. This one at least kept me interested. Even the games that I wasn't interested in, I could sit back and enjoy the pretty graphics kind of thing. And I that's one of those things I actually do like about this E3 compared to last E3, where I was... in fact, on my Facebook, Aldo kind of said the same thing, where I was so obsessed with writing notes and trying to keep track of all of the games that were coming out. This one, I actually got to sit back and enjoy some of the things that were being shown on the screen. And I appreciated that. I could actually watch quite a bit of a trailer without having to go back to it a couple of days later. So I'm glad that they're doing stuff like that. And that this E3 is, I want to say, lighter than last E3. That's a pretty big claim to make, because we haven't even had the console makers step up yet. For all I know, their conferences are going to be huge. But yeah, Bethesda was as enjoyable as it was last year. And again, I'm not an Elder Scrolls fan, but it's still awesome to look at the remastered art for Skyrim Remastered, to look at the stuff for Elder Scrolls Online. It was still entertaining. So I have to give it to them on that one. They were more entertaining than EA as far as I'm concerned. And that's going to go ahead and do it for this review of the Bethesda conference. Feel free to leave a comment, leave a like on the video or a dislike. Leave your opinions, whether or not you think I'm in the right, whether or not you think I'm in the wrong, what you're excited for. I'd be more than happy to hear about that, not only with this, but also the EA conference. And the next conference that we're going to be covering, because tomorrow is going to be the bigger day, we have Microsoft and Sony on that day, and then we also have Ubisoft, and we're going to be starting with Microsoft. So you guys can, hopefully I'll be able to get out the videos in a little bit more of a timely fashion, but we'll see. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time for the Microsoft conference coverage.